Welcome into Good Day After the Show, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11+. Thank you so much for downloading, and thank you so much for being here with me today.
I got some free time, Was there food? I think there was food. Is there no food?
There was food. I think you ate some of it.
I did. Never mind. So then, see, I've already been pre-bribed, so I'm here now. I'm free.
We'll talk about that in a little bit, but first we want to start off with a little music.
I'm so excited.
How about that?
Okay.
We have our friend Abigail Rose, who is with us today.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
friend. So, Abigail, you've been on our show a couple years now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started right before the COVID shutdown, so that was.
Oh, okay, so a few years.
It's very memorable.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
We love you. It's gone by so fast. So, you this was like a second career for you.
It was a lifeline.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I was working at an auction and real estate company that also sold used cars.
Okay.
And I'm not a very good salesperson, so it didn't go well, and I lost that job. And I literally was like, well, I've always loved music. I'm in my early 30s. If I don't do something now, I probably never will. So I gave myself 6 months to be able to pay my bills because I had 2 young kids at the time.
Yeah.
And I keep going every 6 months.
All right.
Got to pay those bills. As long as I do, I keep doing it. So.
Yes, and you have an incredible personal story too that you actually wrote a song about that you've performed on our show before, Run Girl Run. And this is this a way for you to use your experiences and use your creativity as sort of therapy in a way?
It didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
But it has, I guess, kind of turned in that direction because most of the songs that I write, I've only released one. Most of the songs that I write do tend to circle around personal events of either my life or close family members, and it is cathartic in some sense.
Well, you've got a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Yes. Have you heard? You haven't?
She's been hiding. You people hide her from me. So that's why I came on the show, so they'd stop hiding from me.
So for Tatiana and the viewers out there who may not have heard you on the show before, describe your style, your tone, your inspiration.
So other people describe my style as kind of bluesy.
Okay.
I feel like I have 2 voices, as weird as that sounds. Naturally more of a country sound.
Okay.
Growing up, my part of my family's from Tennessee. But while I have been a professional musician, because you try to hone your voice, right? It's become a bit more bluesy, a little more mellow. So it really depends on the atmosphere I'm performing in. It determines what voicing I'm using. I would say I really do a variety of music, but it all comes out arranged specifically for my voice. So even though I do mostly covers, they're enough like the original that you recognize them, but they're enough like me so that I'm not trying to sound like the original version.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's wonderful. So you every Wednesday are performing at Lupita's Cantina in downtown Perrysburg.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you can always see and hear her there. And you mentioned it depends on where you are, but the cool thing too about what you do is you're able to provide that music in a way that people can enjoy their meal, have their conversations. That's important to you, isn't it?
It really is. There's a time and a place to be a concert musician and to put on a show. And then there's a time and a place to just recognize that your best step forward as a musician is to just be mellow and be quiet. And I think one of the greatest compliments I get lately is people, they walk past me because I'm at the front. They walk past and they don't notice. They listen to the music during their meal, and as they're walking out, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is live music. I thought I was listening to a radio."
You're a real person.
So that is a huge compliment because
Yeah.
radio quality is not something usually associated with live music.
Something else cool that she does, she's not going to do it today because you don't have all the equipment with you, but you do something called live looping.
That is
which
correct.
you do when you're out at various places. Explain that.
Explain to the common folks.
So what it is it's actually pretty old technology. It's been around for several decades. But I have this pedal. It has 3 channels on it, and I basically record myself either playing guitar or banging on it to make like a drum sound. or record myself doing harmony vocals, like backup vocals. And you can turn those different pieces on and off depending on what part of the song you're in. So it sounds like I have a small acoustic band with me, but it's just me putting pieces together and then turning them on and off to make the song kind of interesting. While
I want to
Yeah.
hear looping.
Well, guess what? She's on YouTube.
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
go to
you
YouTube.
can find lots on YouTube. My Facebook page.
On Facebook too.
Yep.
It's really interesting because you have to be coordinated. I feel like you're like hitting a pedal and you're doing your
Doing
strumming.
this,
And you're
singing, she's
it's-
remembering her words.
It's wild, but it is a really cool thing, and it's unique for you too. You're not going to see that from every
Not a lot of
musician here in
artists.
the area. We are gonna have you sing for us this morning. What are you gonna sing?
I'm going to do an old one. This one's a throwback to like Billie Holiday days.
Oh, lovely.
Called I Can't Give You Anything But Love.
Oh, I love that. Okay, we're gonna let you go get set up. Okay.
All right, sounds great.
Yay.
Can't give you anything but love.
Can't give you anything. I don't have any money. You can't have the dog. but
Just
you
the
can
love.
have me. So,
All right, go get plugged in.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things you've pined for a while for. Gee, I'd like to see you doing swell, baby. But diamond bracelets, Woolworths doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, you know, darling, well, baby, that I can't give you anything but love. 'Cause I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things you've pined for a while for. Gee, I'd like to see you doing swell, baby. With diamond bracelets, Woolworths doesn't sell, ooh, baby. Till that lucky day, you know, darling, well, baby, I can't give you anything but love. No, no, 'cause I can't give you anything but love. 'Cause I can't give you anything but love.
Aww, yay! That was sweet. Again, you're at Lupita's Cantina every Wednesday
That is correct.
evening in Perrysburg, but you've got a lot of other things on your Facebook page. People can get in.
Absolutely.
See where you are.
And if you don't have Facebook, you can always find me on the interwebs at abigailrose.com.
She's got a website too.
whole
You're
website with her
fancy.
name.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you
Wonderful
guys
to
so
see
much.
you. Yep, appreciate it. And we'll be back with some more Good Day After the show right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Good Day After the show. You know we like to eat on the show?
That's the whole point of
Yeah.
Good Day, isn't it?
I think so, and we bring in some really great chefs that cook some really wonderful things. Yesterday, well, I shouldn't say yesterday because depends on when you're watching this. Earlier this week,
There you go.
Earlier this week, Jay Alexander's was on the show. And it was the first time we've had Jay Alexander's. This is fancy. We're like, yes, we're really excited.
Steak.
And it was wonderful.
Seared
It was wonderful.
to perfection.
Yes. So I want to show you this steak. Seared to see, it doesn't, look at the
it.
diamond marks he got on there.
The crisscrossies.
It was amazing. But do you notice something? There's some smoke coming.
Little
Coming out of the
flavor-
pan.
Flavor aroma
Okay.
feelings.
It smelled great. It looked great. And then we got to the commercial break.
Yes, we did.
Okay, everything was great. And you stepped into the studio during that commercial
I was a
break.
little concerned.
Because you could smell
Oh, naturally.
the steak. And you.
I heard someone say.
You heard me say,
Oh.
you know what? I'm actually really surprised we didn't set off the smoke alarm.
And so then I said, that's true. And I watched a big old plume of smoke pop up, right? And then I said, she's right. It didn't go off. I sat down, and not but 2 beats later.
That is what it sounded like. And so we're looking out the window, and the poor guy, he's like, I'm sorry. It's okay. You left us carrot cake and steak. Like, this is no problem. Like, and it happened during the commercial break, which is great timing. Tim,
I was out in the newsroom at the time.
you were out in the newsroom at the time.
And I was like, yeah, that set off the alarm.
Yeah.
So
But I think you were concerned that the alarm hadn't gone off
I
yet.
was, because I was like, okay, there's a lot of smoke in here. And,
no one's
why?
saying anything.
I mean, it was kind of calm or relieving that it did go off. Like,
Right.
hey, it works.
It works.
So,
Oh, that makes way more sense to be more concerned. I was just like, okay, good. We don't have to like evacuate the building. But when it did go off, though, ruined the 9:30 meeting.
So we have an editorial meeting every morning at 9:30. They're all
everybody-
all the reporters and
Right.
producers are filing out of the meeting
I
room.
was like, no, you guys, it's not real. Go back to work.
so the tech supervisor was able to silence it.
Okay.
Manually override the silencing. And we're okay, fine, whatever, it's
No
fine.
biggie.
I sent an email out to the whole building and said, okay, false alarm. It's
Sort
just a
of.
guy here,
Making a steak.
but he's making us delicious steak. I got a response from upstairs,
Our
all the
sales
way
department.
upstairs in our sales department that said, yeah, we can smell the steak all the way up here.
You're welcome.
And then they were looking for said steak, but it was already in our
So we
building.
thought, okay, just a minor inconvenience. The alarm went off, no big
biggie.
deal.
Right. So
Until-
that's part of the story.
But then,
But then there's more. So the fire department showed
and it's just a
up.
long line of like, there's at least like six or seven of them, full gear as you can see, and they're just walking along. And I was like, oh, they showed.
It works. As Tim said, it works. Because we did get this new system installed. It
Right.
took them like a year
Forever
to
to
do
get
it.
it in.
They were working
Right,
on
it was a new
so it's
upgraded
connected.
system.
Yeah.
Yep. And yep, it automatically clearly calls the fire department because we saw.
And they were
They
just
showed
looking.
up.
And then they did ask for some steak, and I briskly, because again, you all were already back into show, and I was like, oh no, that's for someone. I couldn't have a good answer. I was just like, you can't have any. Sorry.
can't have
I know
any
you were
steak.
here to save our lives, but no.
Did
not
they have
for
to
me.
take an official statement from you?
Yes.
Yes.
And then I got to be the one that they say, okay, so like who among you is like in charge? And I was like,
no.
and he was like, okay. I said, wouldn't it be our news director? And everyone around me murmured an agreement, but no one was saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went, well, what do you need? He goes, I just need a name. Tatiana.
I'm surprised you
name,
gave your real name.
Cash. And then I was just like, Marcy. No, so I gave them my name, and I gave them my work cell phone number. They can call, and then they were like, ooh, cake. And I said, that you can have, but you got to wait your turn because they're not done with the show.
It was probably not the worst call they've been on. I'm sure that was like.
No.
They were much
Yeah.
happier just to find. So there's nothing happening. I said, no, we set it off. It was his fault. Like I literally pointed at Jay Alexander's way. It's his fault. And he goes, sorry. And I go, you should be ashamed.
Put the steak in the carrot cake.
I mean, look at it this way. He's getting 2 days worth of talking about Jay Alexander.
Yes.
We wouldn't
Very
have talked about
true.
that on Good Day After the Show normally.
There
No.
you go.
So.
You're welcome.
So yeah, if you're jonesing for a steak
gotta
and some
go.
carrot cake, Jay Alexander's your guy there. They have a filtration
It is intense,
system.
though. If you turn them and turn it off, think about how like effervescent it would feel in the Jay Alexander's. Yeah, sure. Maybe you don't want to smell steak. Shame on you.
One thing I
been
was
smelling
worried
here
about
all day.
is up there in our ceiling to our
Yeah.
there are sprinklers up there, and I was worried.
Oh,
I didn't even think about that.
okay.
I was worried
That
that
actually
it
would have
was
been really bad.
That would have been real
gonna
bad.
start raining on us.
That would have been bad. So that did not happen, and you all didn't get to hear that on the
You
air.
missed out on all the fun, honestly.
And that has never happened to me. I've been doing this show for like a decade almost, and we've
Yeah,
never
you're
set the
smoking.
fire alarm off.
There's been like system mess ups that make it go off,
yeah.
but
Sure,
never has it actually gone off.
Gone.
Gone off
It'd be golden
because
off.
of the cooking on the show.
due to smoke, actual
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah, I was nervous about it though, because he got that pan real hot,
And he-
like early, because I don't think he knew when we were starting.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I'm nervous about this.
That's a man who knows
and then
what he's doing.
And then I thought we were in the clear, and then we weren't. But anyways, delicious steak, delicious carrot cake. All in all, I think it was a success. And we got to
Thumbs up.
see the firemen too.
And they were very
Thanks for
nice.
coming.
It all worked out. Thank you for coming. And then thank you, sprinklers, for not
going
turning
off.
on. But then at the same time, now I'm with Tim. Should
Are we
be
safe?
concerned?
That would have been so expensive.
So true. We had to replace the couch.
Not the
All the
pillows.
monitors and all
Oh
everything
yeah, all the
else.
monitors. and
All
rating the
these
couch.
cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been.
Would Good Day be on punishment?
Probably.
Okay, so then it all works out then.
We were not able to cook anymore. So thank God that is not the case, because we need food in our lives.
Yes,
don't
we do.
Yes. Okay. Well, stay with us. I got to talk about a new four-legged family member.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby
and
dog.
he's not a baby dog.
No? No.
He's an adult dog now.
Oh, he's a grown man. Apologies.
We're going to talk a little bit more about Vladimir. When we come back, stay with us. Welcome back to Good Day After the Show.
After.
Thanks for filling in.
Of course.
And because you do fill in on a pretty regular basis here.
I like the fact that y'all let me just sneak in randomly. And so it's just like, is it a Tatiana day or is it an actual calm, normal, we're all focused kind of day? Who knows? You're welcome.
Woo, it's all a surprise. You were filling in a couple weeks ago
Yes.
when on Friday we always have an adoptable animal
Yes.
who comes in on the show, whether that's from the
Humane Society.
LC4.
All of them, like
this particular week, it was Toledo Pet Bowl Project who
Yes.
came in, and they brought in a black Labradoodle
Fluffer.
named Vladimir.
Vladimir.
This is
Oh,
him.
look at him.
Yeah.
Look at the
See,
baby.
this was us, and we met Vlad, and look, he's hitting me with his tail.
Hint, hint.
He's-
Look at me,
look
girl.
at him. He's all cute. Now, when he came through the door, I thought of my Poppy,
Of
who
course.
we lost earlier this year, who was about his size, his color, his part. Poppy was a part lab as well. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I texted my husband and I said, hey, I know you never watch the show. Can you turn it on? He
Husband?
goes, can you turn it on? So he did, and then he's like, oh. And then I came home from work that day, and he said, so I told Maggie about the dog.
Husband.
And I was like, I guess we're getting a dog. Because she was so excited,
Of course.
so very excited. And so we told her, we're like, listen, we don't know if we would get him because, you know, with the
Like, well,
shelters,
yeah.
they say we got to come out, you got to meet the animal, we got to do the whole thing, and if it's not a good fit, we're not gonna place him. So,
Right.
and we didn't know if other people may be
I was
interested.
about to say, think about it. They're on good days, so
Right.
chances
A
actually
lot of times-
shrink a lot slower for us
They
if
go
we have to
fast.
wait until after we get off work.
Right, because then they kind of go quickly.
Quickly, yes.
So we said, we'll fill out an application. So we did, fill out an application. Got a call like the next day.
So happy.
Vlad came for a home visit a few days later, and he was a good fit, and so we brought him home.
Look at the family.
This was the day he came to visit. He met the neighbor dog. He was really good with kids and the neighbor kids next door. So he's 5, which is great because
okay.
he's not like super puppy and he's house trained.
And he's a snoozer. He enjoys a
Yes,
good snooze.
he is super cuddly, which is really great. I think it's kind of what we need. Our last dog was not a cuddly dog. We loved him. He's not
You're
cuddly.
awesome, but get away.
But he's kind of a bed sleeper, Tatiana.
Oh, and we had to kick out my hound dog, who we got first, because God love him. It's like living with a toddler, but a toddler who's huge.
Huge. Yeah.
And it's got, 4 legs instead of just the 2, and then like the sprawling of body parts. No. And then he doesn't have a tail. Sigma's tail was docked when he was small. So therefore it's just a lot. This guy.
That
and
one
then,
got
what's
kicked out of the bed.
wild is he also enjoys, just like a child, he wants to sleep right next to your face. Sir, your breath is not that kind of breath. Doesn't matter what type of morning or night or evening. So
he did sleep with us one full night, and then he stayed with us like a half a night. But last night I think he slept on the couch all night. He slept in his bed the night before.
Okay.
So he's kind of been making the rounds, trying to find where he's the most comfortable.
Where is his space?
Yeah, so, and we're all getting adjusted and used to him as well. He did get a little frisky with the neighbor dog.
Calm it down.
So he was neutered in January. If anybody
He
has
said that
any
changes
tips,
nothing.
we need some training tips or some tips on how we can
No, calm that down.
get them to coexist nicely. Yeah, stifle. There we. Yeah.
Calm down the libido. Calm it down.
I'll take your suggestions.
down.
Message me, Amanda Fay, anchor reporter on Facebook. But he's been really great. He's been really sweet and he's easy. He loves to go on walks.
Smiles.
Yeah, everybody's.
Look at Maggie's face.
She's so happy.
She's so happy.
She really wants him to like her most.
Well, yeah. One could just keep feeding him treats.
That's what we told her.
Honestly, the treats is really what's going to work.
And she feeds him. We have her feed him every day.
There you go.
Once
You
she
walk
gets,
him, you feed him?
When she gets out of school, she'll be spending a lot
You're
of time with him too.
Don't even worry about it. You don't have to worry about it.
What'd you say?
This summer they'll bomb.
This summer, yeah. So we're excited. We're excited about that. So okay, that's the update about Vlad.
Yay.
And you got to meet him first.
I feel so honored, like I'm part of the family. I'm like the additional family member who's like, you know what? This would work great for the Faye clan. I like this. Good job.
Your
And we'll
Aunt
have to-
Tatiana to the dog.
Exactly. Tatiana and Vlad, just additional. I like it.
Additional. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for another episode of Good Day After the Show. We're so glad that you downloaded the app on your TV for free. Just make sure you tell your friends.
You have to.
Tell your friends, download the app.
Tell one friend who then has to tell another friend, and then from there it's a pay it forward.
You see how it works.
Look at you. Proud of you.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Have a great day, everybody.
See ya.